We have had to completely strip apart my BMW X3M, but not for the reason which you might think.
And that's because the last time you saw this car, we took it on its first ever drive since it was involved in a massive crash. And it's safe to say, it didn't go so well. Right, sport mode. It's doing weird stuff. Let's go back into efficient drivetrain. Oh no.
Well, we're walking home.
I told you.
And even though we managed to make a laugh and a joke out of the situation, I think every single one of us was devastated because we've put so much hard work into getting this X3M back on the road. And we were praying it wasn't something serious.
Well, Chris.
Well, you joined us back at the X3. We think the car might have run out of fuel. Now, it said it had 54 miles range and a quarter of a tank in the car. But when I come to think about it, I don't remember that ever changing for however long I've been idling it. I've run it for like 20-30 minutes. I mean, what's the harm in trying? We're going to try to put some fuel in it. If that don't work, well, it's worth a shot. It's the cheapest, easiest chance.
Cheapest, easiest chance.
Of getting it.
What time is it, Chris?
I don't know, but I'm cold.
Getting there.
What do you reckon? Odds on it working?
50-50.
Dips?
I think it's going to work.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Right, let's give it a go then.
Here we go. If this works, I will be flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted.
Because it was reading a quarter of a tank before. Do you know how much it's reading now?
How much?
Quarter of a tank.
No, it ain't.
It is.
No way. No way.
There's a fuel gun on.
No.
Really?
So that means it must have had an empty tank. Even though, look, come around here. Still below a quarter, 54 miles range. So that means that our fuel level sensor must be stuck.
What is it? Show me how it's stuck again.
Stuck. Well, that's good, it's good. Good luck. Have fun. So although the first drive didn't go so successfully, it wasn't such a bad problem as we first thought. The reason why I've pulled the car apart is because we're going to start transforming it in this video. Because my intentions with this car was never for it to remain standard. And we're going to do something to make this car from being okay to being good.
So I've brought the car down to Ulster to Raptor Customs, and I'm going to be working with these guys to try and transform this car. Now these guys have been kind enough to start with a strip down whilst I've been working on other projects, meaning we can get straight to work.
So I suppose let's get on with it.
And it's not the first time that I've ever wrapped a car, so I was keen to show them what I could do.
How's my line? Wonky, it's okay.
So once that wing's decontaminated and clean, I can then start laying the wrap on this panel. And obviously with no pressure, with multiple professionals around me, but let's see how I can do.
So quickly, let's talk colour. Now we had loads of colours to pick from for this car, but I didn't want something too in your face with it being quite big, but I wanted something that could still stand out and be a little bit different. So it's quite hard getting this right, but I think this has nailed it. Because it's not blue that I've gone for a change, it's actually green. Supplied very kindly by the guys at APA. And the colour is called Billionaire's Green. It's really flippy and dark in dark lighting and kind of goldy green in light lighting. I think that's going to look nuts on the X3. So we've got one panel on, but still a lot more to go, and I think we're going to tackle the bonnet next.
So a bonnet is a big panel which takes multiple pairs of hands, so me and Dud tackled this together, working as a team trying to get this laid right. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm in love with this colour. I think it looks wicked. But with the bonnet now laid and the edges all trimmed, I then went onto the driver's side and started doing the doors, whilst Dud did some finishing touches around the bonnet and then started tackling the passenger side. Wrapping is one of those things that if you've got enough patience you can definitely do it, but it does take some practice to get right, and I'm definitely nowhere near a professional standard. But it's a great way of transforming the look of your car without forking out absolute fortunes for a complete paint job. Now the wrap is only one of many things which we've got to do to the car in this video, and I can promise you by the end it's going to be looking like a completely different thing to at the start.
Well, we are getting through it. It is now 9 PM. We've probably been on it for about 10 hours, something like that, and I think we're doing all right. We've got the bonnet done. Me and Dud double teamed that. I've done both the wings on the front and both the doors on the driver's side, while Dud has done both the doors on the passenger side and the rear quarters on both sides, which he's currently working on the driver's side one down here. I'm curious to see what you guys are going to think of this colour. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Marmite. You reckon it looks like baby poop?
Baby poo with glitter.
Oh yeah, so it's definitely the good sort.
Yeah.
But I think it looks sick. I didn't want anything kind of, I know it sounds a bit weird, anything too out there. So in some lights it looks pretty chill. Yeah. But then in some lights it's popping, isn't it?
I think it is out there. It's different.
You think it's out there? This is reserved for me.
Yeah.
I think we'll be done tonight. No way you were going to finish tonight. We've kind of done all of the easy bits. We fell into the trap of doing the big bits first, making it feel like we've done loads, when in reality it's all the little bits which take the time. Now quickly, let's talk about the roof, because we're not doing this green, and I'm actually not doing it in wrap at all. I've got something else planned for that, which is, well, we're still going to change the colour of it, but we're doing it in a different way, and you'll see that later in the video. But it's definitely not going to stay grey. Even though it doesn't look too out of place, I feel like it needs to tie in better with the accents on the car, and there's a good way of doing that.
So a few days later we came back to the X3 and cracked on with it, and we had a fair bit more to smash out. So the first thing out of that list was the front bumper, which is one of the most complex panels when it comes to wrapping a car due to the awkward shape of it. Now that's knocked out the park, it's onto the rear bumper. Again, still a little bit awkward, but not too bad. Some of the complex parts are the recesses and the parking sensor holes. But now, whilst I finish off some of the arch trims and the other bits, we can also start reassembling it. I've got some nice new gloss black trims for the windows because some of those were damaged in the crash. And now onto the final arch trim, the driver's side rear, and once this is on, everything can then start going back together, but we've got some more parts to make this car a little bit different to a standard X3M.
Now, we're on the road to reassembly, and we have some jazzy parts, because...
What's in the bag?
Let me show you. Kyle from Defined Coding has gifted me some new side vents and also some front grills, but they're slightly modified because the X3M is in black rather than being in silver.
Nice.
Shouts out to Kyle, Mr. Defined Coding. So, let's detape these. Boom.
Nice.
It's a nice touch. Little details make all the difference. Bumper time.
Rear bumper.
Bumper. And we've got a new rear diffuser because the old one got damaged. It's not actually for an X3M, it's to make a X3 look like an X3M, and it's slightly different to the X3M one, a little bit more aggressive and also a lot cheaper as well.
That's one clipper unit.
Nice.
2 clipper.
Yep.
3.
That colour with the black looks nuts, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does look good.
Nice.
We're in?
We're in. So on the old one, this section is grey and the bottom's black, but obviously it's damaged. On this one, it's black where it was grey, black where it was black, and black.
Black.
Yeah, so it's now more black, so that more black equals more aggressive.
Equals black.
The rear bumper's going back on. Thank you very much, my friend.
Are we going to push his sensors in while we're here?
Probably a good idea, yeah. Probably a good idea.
So with the parking sensors now actually fitted, we can now fit the rear bumper up for the final time, but we've got some more stuff to do to the front bumper before that can go on, because we've got a new front splitter. Again, I didn't want anything too crazy, and I only wanted it in gloss black because I think it'll tie in with the rest of the car that bit better. But once there's a couple of holes drilled in the bumper to fit this, that is then on.
Right, we have the new splitter on. We also have the new diffuser on. And also we have the M Performance spoiler right at the top there, which means we also need some side skirts. So I've got these ones here, which we're going to fit now, which is going to complete the body kit for this car.
And these couldn't have been much easier. Once we got them lined up exactly where we want them so it matched both sides, it was just then a few self-tappers through the new side skirt into the existing one, which holds it into place. And then me and Ethan then fitted the rear lights, whilst Dud fitted a decal to the gold calipers.
Well, it's been a long week, but the X3 is looking absolutely transformed. Ethan is on the back doing one of the finishing touches, a number plate. No pressure, mate. You best get it straight.
What else we got to do?
We have got two very special finishing touches in these boxes. It's not a hammer job, no.
Why not?
Because I have genuine 50th anniversary badges. There's the rear, go on, I'll let you do it. Ooh.
Ow!
Hit your head. And then for the front, boom, boom. Well, how much better does the X3M look in the Billionaire's Green from APA? And thanks to Dud at Raptor Customs for sorting us out and helping us out through this. Thank you, mate. You've been the star of the show really so far.
Pleasure.
If you want to get in contact with Dud, I'm going to leave his information in the description. He's also got a YouTube channel. I'll leave a link for that down there as well. He does kind of complete vehicle transformation, so it's not just wrapping, he does tuning, all sorts of things as well. So make sure to go and check him out. But we're not quite done with this yet.
So we've come down to Wheelmania to get some new wheels for the X3M because, well, these wheels are alright, but I think we can do something slightly better. So here is the new wheel for the X3M. Are you ready? Boom. That's what we're talking about, much more aggressive. So we've got a Concaver. I'm not really sure what the model's called, but the brand is Concaver. Come closer, take a look. So they are black with a diamond cut face, but with a shadowed lacquer, which makes it slightly tinted. And then, tyre-wise, check out the width of that. Standard, these come with a 265 rear, and we've gone for a 295. Kept the rolling radius the same, with, you know, bulked up the fronts as well. In Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's, which are going to be much better than the standard tyres. And obviously we're going to need as much grip as we can possibly get to put down all the power that we're going to get from those turbos. And these should do that job. Let's see them on. So with the car inside, the guys from Wheelmania can start fitting up those new wheels, and I cannot thank them enough for getting these in for me. But if you're enjoying this video and you're enjoying how this X3M's turning out, don't forget to subscribe because we've got plenty more planned for other cars.
Wheels fitted. Let's get it outside and have a good look. Yeah, man. They look cool, don't they?
Yeah, and they look mint.
Loads better. It makes it look evil now, doesn't it? Proper tyres equals proper traction. So now, when it's tuned, we're going to be...
No more burnouts.
No more burnouts.
So a massive thank you to the guys at Wheelmania for sorting out the perfect wheel and tyre combo for my BMW X3M. If you need wheel refurbs, wheel spacers, wheels, tyres, whatever you need wheel related, they're the ones to go to.
Looks mint, don't it?
It does, mate, it does, but we've got no time to waste.
No, we've got to
We've got to keep pushing forward, we've got to keep moving on, so I suppose we best get cracking.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Right, next job on the X3M. We said we were going to do something with the roof, and we are. Because at the moment it's grey, and we don't want it grey. I want it in black to match the spoiler, the roof trims, the window trims, everything that's on the car. It's all gloss black.
So I've got the lads from Protect and Perfect round, and they're going to sort that out.
They are cleaning up the roof because I didn't do a very good job cleaning the old rat residue off.
You didn't do it, Chris.
I didn't do it at all, basically. Sorry about that, guys. And we're going to be applying a gloss black PPF to it, which essentially, correct me if I'm wrong here, it's a wrap with a PPF on top of it, basically.
Basically.
And what that does then is it gives you the colour change from the wrap, but the clarity of a PPF, because gloss black vinyl normally looks a little bit naff, has loads of orange peel, scratches easily, where PPF negates all of those negative properties.
So the guys from Protect and Perfect can get that roof perfectly clean before applying that gloss black PPF. Now this is a bit different from applying a wrap because it's got to be done wet rather than being applied dry, which makes it a little bit trickier. And also it's applied with a template as well, so that means that the film is pre-cut using a plotter before it even goes on the car. Now we could have done this with a gloss black wrap, but I just think using a PPF for this gives a much nicer finish, especially with it being a panel which faces upwards, meaning the sun is going to bounce directly off it. So you'll see any orange peel or any scratches which are on there where PPF self-heals scratches, and the clarity is much higher. Now if you want to get in touch with Pete and Louis from Protect and Perfect, I'm going to leave their details in the description. They can do any sort of PPF, so if it's gloss, satin conversions, or the gloss black or carbon fibre PPFs like you may have seen before. But this being a relatively small job did not take them long, and take a look at the finish.
And there we go, gloss black PPF installed, sensationally I might add. So now that ain't gonna scratch, the orange peel is much less probably than what's on the paint originally, and it's black. It's a triple win. We like it. Right, now we've got the perfect colour, I think, on the car and the perfect wheels to match. There's one thing which we need to finish off on this car, and that is the way it drives, because there's still a few little niggles on the mechanical side of things which we need to sort out. But I've completely run out of space at home with the AMG being stuck inside, and I don't even have a ramp to put the car on to inspect it properly. And that is why we've come to Alamy Motorsport down at Donington Park, and they are going to give the car a thorough check over, because safety is key when it comes to these, and I want to make sure that not only for me but whoever has the car next, that this car is going to last them a long time and that it is going to be perfectly safe. So these guys are going to do a complete nut and bolt check over on the car and look over any faults, and also check over a few little niggles which I've got with it. And we're going to check back with them in a few days and see what they find. Hopefully nothing too serious, but only time will tell. And then they're going to align the car properly to the minute to make sure it drives perfectly straight. Then we can go and enjoy it. But we're gonna have to wait on the verdict on that before we can send this car to space. But for now, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I will catch you next time.